Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. So today we're going to be having a quick look into Kafka, just very high level what it is and how it works. So if you enjoy this kind of content, please consider subscribing and let's get right into it. So Kafka, what is it? Basically, it's an event streaming platform. So what does that actually mean? So if you've ever worked with kind of real-time applications or real-time data, you get the concept of receiving or capturing some sort of data and reacting or processing to it, or processing it in some shape or form, and you do this all in real time, right? So as the data comes in, you receive that, you do something that maybe you save it, pass it on to somewhere else. This is all event streaming, and this is typically kind of goes side by side with the pub sub model or publish subscribe model. So if we think about that from Kafka terms, you have a bunch of publishers or producers who are producing content or events to some sort of stream. In Kafka world, this is a topic, and then you have subscribers who read the data that's coming in, and Kafka basically helps you do this in scale. So it's typically used in larger enterprise applications or companies, but I don't see why you couldn't use it in any application. But yeah, so if we think of this again, take a step back and think about this high level. What we have is producer publishing or producing events to a topic, and the topic is really just a log, right? So it's a log of events or data, pieces of data over time, right? So we're just writing data to a log, and we write them in time. We don't override or anything like you would in the database. We don't kind of swap data in or out. It's all immutable. You just add to the list, add to the log, and anyone that's subscribing can basically see everything that's been done, and they can follow along with the changes, and they can then take those changes and basically do whatever they want with them, filter them, aggregate them, transform them, take multiple topics, combine them, and pass them on. So another kind of final way to conceptualize this is if you just think about some sort of social media like Twitter. So in this example, Bob is reading his Twitter feed, and conceptually, a Twitter feed is just like a topic, and Bob is subscribed to this topic. It's just a log, right? And he's seeing things being updated in real time. It's been subscribed or published or produced to by everyone that he follows. And where the kind of the power of kind of Kafka comes in, of course, in addition to the whole kind of scalability, is then Bob can take that and process what he sees. So he can filter. Hey, I'm just going to take these tweets and I'm going to retweet them, basically, produce them onto another topic or another few topics. So he's got, people that are just interested in Bob's tweets can then, see that. Or alternatively, he says, hey, I want to actually just take this data and save it onto my website for people to consume, or transform them in a way for people to consume. And that's this part here. And if that's hopefully a bit more understandable, this is the kind of the equivalent diagram in the Kafka world, right? So we have again a topic, some sort of processor or service that processes the events, and that goes either to the database or the another topic. Cool. So there's many different use cases. These are all taken from their website, so there's more of a description there. I'll leave kind of links in the description below. Any kind of, if you've worked with messaging systems like RabbitMQ, etc., this can be a direct replacement for those. Website activity tracking, I think I'm pretty sure I read that this is actually how Kafka started off. So if you think about all the different activities that you might be interested in terms of metrics, etc., from a website, now there's a lot of different ones, so it's hard to kind of filter through them or aggregate them or put them into kind of meaningful chunks. But with Kafka, you take them all. Let's assume you put them all in one topic to start with, and then you have different processors or services that are subscribed to the topic, and they might filter or aggregate them in any way you want, and they might then publish them onto other kind of more granular topics. So when it comes down to it, if you're ever looking for all the events for this specific type of activity, there's a topic ready for you, as opposed to trying to filter through a bunch of things. So that's pretty much the kind of concept. Log aggregation is the same, and stream processing, I think, is just the general term for processing these large bits of data and changing them. So let's have a look at a quick demo. The demo that we're doing it's kind of all built out. It's very quick, but hopefully gives you a better understanding of the concept. So we just have a producer that will produce logs to a topic, and then we have a few consumers A couple of these consumers are going to filter out for just the back end of Java logs and front end JavaScript logs, and then we have another consumer that just looks for all the logs, and these are just going to log them out onto the console. So nothing too complicated, but yeah, hopefully gives a better understanding of the kind of the core concepts. So I have a project here, and I'll link to the GitHub repository below as well. It's got 4 directories. 3 of them are the different consumers, which we'll look into in a moment, and then we have this Kafka directory here, and this is just taken straight from the Kafka Quick Start website, which just basically gives you a bunch of executable scripts and configuration that you can basically start up Kafka and deal with the topics, etc., in an easy way. So that's what we're going to use. The Java consumer has just got a basic application, which has a main method. So we are defining some properties here, which is basically the server location and some of the types that you need to connect. We're saying, hey, subscribe to the Kafka tutorial topic. That's the name of the topic. And take each of those lines and basically filter them with the keyword Java. So we'll only look at the Java ones, then print them out. And that's pretty much all we're doing here in the Java one. The Java script is very similar. Again, some properties and then we're subscribing to the Kafka tutorial, and we are just filtering with the JS here, and that's pretty much it. And finally, the shell consumer, which basically just calls one of the shell scripts in the Kafka directories and just connects to it. Kafka tutorial, that's the topic, and the server, nothing else. It doesn't filter, doesn't do anything else. And yeah, let's give this an actual go. So the README here has got all the kind of scripts or all the commands that you need to get everything up and running. So the first ones we want to do, and let's just split this terminal, is start the Kafka server. And just now what you need, as of this the time of this recording, is you need to start a Zookeeper server, which is basically helps orchestrate all the Kafka brokers or the Kafka servers. And then you start the Kafka server. But I wouldn't worry too much about how all this works. At this point, you just need to know that it spins up the Kafka server. You can read about this online, and I think they're removing the Zookeeper side of it soon, so it'll all just be done within the Kafka server. So next one here, I'm just going to split horizontally and vertically. So let's get 4 of these up. And what we'll do is, firstly, we're just actually going to create the topic. So again, we're reaching into the Kafka binaries, and we're just, for the shell script, and we're just hitting the create, and we're creating a Kafka topic called Kafka tutorial, pointing to our Kafka server. So that's that. And the final one here is we're just going to set up a producer. So this is using the producer script, and this just lets us basically produce some content, and this will just send it to the topic. So let's set up the 3 consumers. So the first one, again, just the Java consumer, just by running Gradle there. The second one is Node. Let's get this one. And the third and final one is the shell script. And there we go. So we can see straight away that the shell script here, or the script, is logging out hello world, because this isn't filtering anything, but the other 2 aren't logging out anything yet. So if we do, how about Java? Then we can see that, again, the Java consumer and the kind of bash consumer is going to log those out. If we do and JS, that's going to be consumed by these 2, and of course Java and JS should be all 3. There we go. And I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to cover. So hopefully this kind of shows the very, very basics here, but conceptually you can have multiple producers, and then you have these consumers which filter, in this case, the data, but then they can do whatever they want. So they can send them on to other topics, or they can just leave them in the current topic, basically stored for everyone else to consume. And yeah, that's pretty much the very fundamentals of Kafka. So if you're interested in this kind of topic, let me know in the comments below, and I'll look into doing more videos on this. And otherwise, thank you very much for watching, and have a good day.